Your current mindset is likely aligned to achieve a state of pain management, which suggests that pharmaceutical intervention is your only choice. Well, it's not. Chronic pain is now a condition that can be released forever. There is a mountain of scientific evidence to show that the cells of your body react to emotional stimulus. Watch Rocky Krogfoss as he demonstrates how emotions affect your health.
Thank you. What I'm about to show you today is going to shock you. It's also going to make you think a lot about everything that you think, feel, say, and believe about yourself, and I'm going to prove it to you. Now, what I do is I help people identify limiting beliefs based on fear-based indoctrination from the past. When you are growing up, it is a scientific fact that 80% of your belief systems are indoctrinated into your cellular body before the age of 8 years old. 80%. So we call that the inner child. Now the inner child, in a lot of cases, like in my case is an extreme case. I had a lot of abuse, a lot of physical and mental abuse, so I learned a lot of limiting beliefs about myself, which I'm still working on in my business. Otherwise I'd be a multimillionaire right now. So I'm moving forward step at a time, but I understand how this whole process now works. And what I'm about to do is I'm about to demonstrate to you what happens when you have a positive and a negative thought and how that actually directly impacts your reality each and every day. And I'm going to prove it to you. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about before I get to that is I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the latest and greatest science on the planet. It's not that boring. It's something called the quantum DNA. Now, in the world out there in the scientific world, there's two worlds. There's the scientific world and there's the quantum physics world. In the scientific world, they're working on something called the Genome Project, and the Genome Project constitutes a grand total of 3% of your DNA. That's what science understands of your DNA. So the billions and billions of proteins that they're mapping right now only constitutes 3% of your DNA. That means the other 97% of your DNA is something they don't really understand. I know what it is. That's your quantum DNA. And so science in Europe and Australia and other places like that have been working on what we call the quantum DNA. Now, let me just share with you a little bit of electrical theory. I won't bore you to tears. The DNA looks like a little coil, okay? I'm an electrician by trade from way back, and when you pass electricity through a coil, you create a mini magnetic field around that coil, okay? Is that simple to understand? What happens is, because you have that information programmed into your cellular body through the DNA, every time you have a thought or feeling or emotion based on fear or based on love, it directly impacts that magnetic field. It makes it shrink and grow, and we're going to prove it right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Raven to go back to against the wall there where the pizza is. I'm going to ask her to think about something that makes her really, really happy, and we're going to measure that energy field, and then just a few seconds later I'm going to ask her to go back and walk the same line again, and we're going to watch what happens to her energy field when we actually have a negative thought. So the first thing I'm going to do before we do that is we're going to have some fun. I'm going to show you something. These are dowsing rods. These are rods that professionals use to find water underground. They also use it to find gold and silver and uranium, you name it. So when it comes to the power of thought, how is this even possible to lift up these rods and go, cross over please, cross over please, cross over please, stop, go back to center please, go back to center, back to parallel please, all the way back to parallel, all the way back to parallel, and stop. Hey, magical, no wires, no smoke and mirrors, just scientific fact. My dear, lift them up, balance them out so that they're nice and balanced.
I'm very unbalanced.
No, just lift them down like that, and just lift them up so that they're balanced. Lift them up a little bit higher, just lift them up. Lift the tips up a little bit higher. And now, with your thoughts of your loving self and this amazing business that you're going to do, you're smiling, that's good. tell those rods to cross over.
Crossover. Crossover. Cross.
Say stop.
Okay, stop. 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 Stop.
Now, tell them to go back to center.
Go back to center.
Be patient.
Go back to center.
Loving thoughts.
Go
Loving
back
thoughts.
to center. Go back to center. Go back to center.
Say back to parallel.
Nice parallel. Go back to parallel. Back to parallel. You guys are cool.
Isn't that awesome? Thank you, sweetheart. Now, what she just did was she proved that something actually happens when you have a thought. That there's an energy field that goes out into what we call the quantum world and begins the process of creating your reality. And this thus proves it. But here we're going to get a little bit deeper right now, and I'm going to show you what happens when you have a positive thought and a negative thought, and what kind of energy field you can actually create that actually is a part of how you create your reality. So go down to the end and just, I want you to start thinking about something that's really positive, okay? Let me know when you're ready. I'm going to move back because she's a powerful woman. When you're walking towards me, after you've got that thought locked in, I just want you to walk like this towards me, like this, okay? Now let me get the rods ready. So I'm setting the intention now for the rods to cross over when her energy field hits the rods. Stop. They've already crossed. So what she just did was she created an energy field of about 60 some odd feet. That's pretty standard and normal. So what happens is she's just created an energy field of 60 feet around. When you are in a positive place and you love yourself and you walk into a room and I'm walking around like this, what am I doing with that energy field?
Taking the energy field with you.
Yeah, and what am I doing with it? And what are people feeling? They're feeling your energy. And what are they experiencing with that energy?
Positiveness.
They're experiencing that she loves herself. And it's an inspiration. Subconsciously in your cellular body, you're picking it up. You're motivated, if you will. You're inspired to go and talk to her because you don't know why. You've ever walked into a room and just you meet somebody and just go, wow, I just got to go talk. I got to go talk to this lady because she's awesome. You know? Have you ever gone into a room and went, I don't know what it is about that person, but I'm no. Let's watch what happens. Go back to here. And what I want you to think about now is something that made you really sad in your life. And just take your time. Let me know when you're locked in. Stop. Thank you. Thank you. Now just hang on one sec. Let me explain to you what just happened. Stand here sideways. What just happened is with a positive thought, she created an energy field that was 60 feet like this. And in a few seconds, what happened to that energy field?
Shrunk to nothingness.
It collapsed on her body. Now energy is consciousness energy that she's just created out there is electromagnetic energy. It's not the same as hydro, but it's very similar. Now, if we have an electromagnetic energy field that's collapsed on the body, what is that doing to the nervous system?
Destroying it, cutting out the short circuits.
What's it doing to the nervous system?
Short-circuiting it, compressing it, and making
The pressure.
it not come out.
There, she just said it. She said that she can feel the pressure on her chest. What do doctors call that? Thank you. Stress. It's stress. It's stress. So therefore, she has just created stress on her body, and if you're constantly negative, what are you doing to your body? You're stressing it. And what happens when you have lots of stress?
Disease, cancer.
Fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, migraine headaches, everything like that. Now you all know why I'm successful at helping people heal a wide variety of things, because what am I doing to them?
Just energy.
I'm helping them what? Let go of the limiting belief and their energy field expands, because when you let go of fear, you're actually loving yourself. And guess what? The cellular body reacts because it's always been capable of healing itself. The migraine headache leaves in seconds. I've done migraine headaches in as little as 5 minutes. Women have been suffering for them with days. Fibromyalgia, a woman with fibromyalgia, 20 years of fibromyalgia, pain every single day, walked away after one healing session with no pain for the next 6 days. Blew her mind. How is that possible? You just saw how it was possible, and it's so simple. We live in a world where we have been boxed in to a medical process where you take a disease and you call it something and you find a way to fix it. You find a migraine headache and you take some pills for it. By the way, when a doctor says you're stressed out, what does he do?
Gives you a pill.
And what does the pill do in the energy field?
Destroys it.
Nope.
Squashes it more.
Nope.
Depresses it.
Nope.
Expand.
Dampens your reaction to it.
Did,
It band-aids it.
Sorry?
Dampens your reaction
To what?
to your energy.
To the emotional energy that needs your attention. It actually masks it for a while. Does it heal it?
No.
Can a pill heal emotional energy? So, if we have depression, we have chronic fatigue, if we have fibromyalgia, what is the solution? Is it a pill?
No.
No. It's recognizing within yourself what's really going on. What belief do you have in you? Because we talked last night and we have a very similar childhood experience, pretty damaging. So we have belief systems in us that are based on unworthiness, and then that unworthiness belief system is always constantly going out into the world and creating that reality for us until, as we both discovered last night, we decided to let go of a whole bunch of it, and it literally took our TV station, which is our reality, which was painful, survival mode, and we changed it to higher frequency. I'm worthy of love, I'm worthy of success, I'm worthy of making a difference on this planet, and we moved forward and we took action. So the bottom line here is that in your business, in order to succeed in your business, no matter what anyone else says, you got stuff inside you that needs your attention. It's time to take care of it, because that is what's stopping you from moving ahead in your business. It's nothing else. There are different steps and processes and everything that we all need to learn today, and isn't this a wonderful workshop for learning that? Isn't it amazing? Ultimately, you've got to take a look at yourself for what is in the way. You are the only person creating your reality. No one else can do it for you, and you cannot point a finger at someone else, my friend, and you cannot change their reality. You cannot do that. It's not energetically possible. When you point a finger at someone else, there's a new theory, quantum physics theory, on time. Time is not a straight line, even though we live in a linear world. Time is actually on a circle. And we keep reliving our stuff over and over again. The inner child keeps coming up, keeps coming up, keeps coming up, because time is actually a circle. And if you point a finger at somebody and you say, I hate you, what are you doing?
coming back.
On the circle, and it's coming back to kick you in the ass. And energetically and metaphorically, you're actually damaging yourself even more than the pain you're trying to project. The solution is to go inside and find out what is causing you to do this in the first place, and it's usually some kind of rejection, abandonment, loneliness, anger, frustration, guilt, scarcity, shame. That's where I help you identify what is actually helping, or what is actually causing your reality to reflect the way it is. It's something that when you go through the process, it actually all starts to line up and it all starts to make sense to you, because you begin to become aware of what you're thinking, what you're saying, and the words that you use are a reflection of the story within your belief system. So we always come back to the belief system, and that's where the story comes from, that's where the phrases come from, that's where the words come from, because it's based on who you really are. It's based on who you think you are. And in life, we are very much about, We're beings of love, and we take on layers of fear that we believe are real about who we think we are. And in the healing process, I help you peel back the onions of layers so that you can come back to the energy of love that you are. This is a gift I'll give to you today. Whenever you feel something into your life that comes into your body and it feels uncomfortable right now, doesn't matter what it is, person, event, thing, whatever, saying, take 30 seconds to just go, no. And take your hand, and this may sound goofy, but it works. Take your hand and brush that energy away. And you will feel your body come back into balance. I swear it. You're all gifted in this way because you're part of the human race and we all have this gift. It's just a question of whether you will actually allow yourself to believe it. When you do it and you try it and you feel your body relax and you go, wow, I did that. It really feels good. You start to understand your ability to create your reality. And then you can start getting more aware of what you're saying. Trust me, there are so many things that you say in a day that you don't even know are creating limiting or scarcity realities for you, or painful ones, or survival ones. Be very aware of what you're saying, thinking, and speaking. It takes time to transition from what I call the language of creation of survival mode, which most humans are in, to the language of creation of personal success and wholeness, based on integrity and compassion for all things, including loving the most important person on the planet. Well, I'm available to do healing work all the time because I can also do it on something called distance healing. I can do it over Skype. I've healed migraine headaches, lower back pain as far away as Singapore over the phone. But I also do workshops. I have a 3-day workshop where you really get into the heart of who you really are. And I have introductory workshops on the law of attraction and how this whole thing works. We get into a lot of stuff what we do today. But I can help you move forward in areas where you've never thought you were able to move forward before. Come and talk to me. I'd love to help you out. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.